Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 51 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 51. If you can recall, yesterday we started talking about or like always, let me just say it, we have to show our outlines what to cover for the day. So we're going to cover these following items: the recap on day 50, bar charts, column chart, clustered column charts, and stacked bar chart. These are what we are to cover for the day. So if you can recall a recap on what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we did the introduction of data visualization. We talk about the graphical representation of any analysis or any data. That's what visualization is all about. And I have made mention of 4 purposes that you need to understand, or I can say maybe categories of visualization. You can call it anyhow you want, because we have the comparisons, we have the distributions, we have the composition, and we have the relationship. So some charts falls under comparison, some falls under distribution, some falls under relationship, and some falls under composition. So these are the things that comes to your mind whenever you are doing whenever you are doing a visualization. And I've already gave you all the meaning of those this particular purpose that I've just mentioned. We have charts for comparison, allow users to compare values across different categories. That's what I say, different categories and different times. It allows you to compare values. So these bar charts that we are going to discuss today falls under comparison. Is comparison charts. We use it to compare different values. That's what we use these bar charts to do. And this bar chart that you are seeing is the origin of all the following charts that I've just mentioned. You see the column chart, the clustered, the clustered bar chart, clustered column chart, the stacked bar chart, whatever. All of them are, the origin of them is bar charts. So please take note. I will be just discussing about bar chart, bar chart, bar chart. You will see that we are not talking about the rest. I will just show you the different, types of them, but all of them can be called bar charts, but that's not the bar charts. It's just different name. That's why we give them different name. But what I want you to understand is bar chart is used for categorical comparison of quantitative data. Categorical comparison of quantitative data. Categorical comparison of quantitative data. Please jot this down, because this is the foundation of understanding when to use bar charts. Please take note on this. It's the categorical comparison of quantitative data. So whenever you have a quantitative data, you want to compare that quantitative data to show comparison between different categories of your quantitative data. You used bar charts in order for you to show that. Take note. I will mention some things. Please write them down. I'm not going to show anything because there is no presentation today. I will mention some things for you. Please just write them down so that you will not forget. If all your variables, are numerical data, you can't use bar charts. You can't use bar charts. For example, now I have salary, I have age. You can't use bar chart for that data. You can't use bar charts. Please don't use bar charts for that particular data. If all the data is numerical, you can't use bar chart. But where there is categorical aspect in that data, then you can use bar chart to represent that data. For example, under salary, maybe we have low salary. It's a category under the salary. We have low salary, high salary, big salary, small salary. You see, based on these categories that we have, then you can use bar chart to show, for example, how many people or how much are under small salary, how much are under big salary, how much are under higher salary, like that. But if it is numerical data alone, you cannot use bar chart to show it. Please, that's number one thing you need to take note on that. Any data that has to do with date and time, you can't use bar charts. You can't use bar chart to compare that data. Any data that has to do with date and time, you can't use bar chart to show, to compare that data. Please write this also down, because I want you, when we are going, whenever I explain something, you have this at the back of your mind, so that you can't just go ahead and start using bar chart. Anyhow you see data, just create bar chart for it. Take note, there are rules and conditions related to that. I've already told you that in the beginning. So this is number 2. So please take note on these 2. I think maybe when we are doing it, I'll keep saying some other things to you, so that you will just keep comparing all this. But write this that I've just mentioned to you, write them down, so that you will understand more about it. And like I just said, I think yesterday I did mention, when you are choosing your charts, after all this, you need to keep bringing some question. What did you like to show? What the stakeholder want to see? Who are my audience? What type of data you have at hand? You need to have that at the back of your mind, so that you can know what to do. But now today, I'm going to show you everything related to when to use bar charts, how to use it, how to create all the different charts that are kind of being from, they are extracted from bar chart, and we created others. So let's continue. Let me just open the data so that we can start. So this is what I just have yesterday. Let me just delete this. Let me just delete all this that I've just created, so that we can have the data and understand the data together. So the next thing, this is the data that was just given to you. You are asked to create a bar chart on the data. First of all, this data that you are seeing, you need to understand what you need to do in the data. First of all, we are going to create a categorical information based on our data. That's number one thing. Number 2, we are going to make all the data independent to that particular categorical information that we just created from the data. Please understand this. To create a categorical information out of this data, we are going to use a region, because region is what is not much. If you look at it, we have east, west, south, and north in the data. That's what we have. So everything is just being repeated based on this. So this is what we are going to use. We are not going to use this salesman, because if it is a name, we can have, for example, Yunus Ibrahim here. We can also have another Yunus Ibrahim here, but this one is from south, this one is from west. So we can't use name, but this particular region is something that is what is repetition, is just keep repeating itself across the data. So what we are going to do is we are going to write this. Of course, we are going to write this categories. For example, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to just write this east, north, south, and west. So first of all, we need to count. For example, let's say we need to know how many east, how many south, how many west do we have in the data. We need to do that. Let's just write counts. I just say count of. What are we going to use to count this? We are going to use count if, right? So I'm just going to say all these, you know them. I'm not going to even ask you that I did yesterday, so that you can understand it better. I'm just going to select the criteria. This is the criteria, but I will lock this cell, because if I drag it, it will just do all the work for me since I drag it now. So let me just drag it. So now if you look at this 9 that we have as numeric data, if you look at this 9, sorry, please. Hello, doctor. Sorry, in a class, so you can chat me, or after class, I'll talk to you. Hello, doctor. To maybe it was Shugova, but the Alex Emba, I will check.
Yeah, my 15, it isn't so much.
So be the matsala, doctor. Can you look at information and look at go? So I will start the work, the Nagama class. So be the problem. I will just do it. So later then I will use the signing because this is not the time that then I keep the signing in. Yeah, it's okay. I'll get back to you, inshallah. Please, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Okay, hear you.
Okay, I'm very sorry. Just something I need to attend to. So
It's okay, sir.
you see, we get this data that we have. This you know, the 9, the 2, the 6 is representing a particular data, and that data is categorical. What is it representing? It's representing this east, north, south, and west. So that way we can use this in order for us to show it in a bar chart. So please, what you need to do, I just create this. You see what I've just done? We have this and we have this. This represent this. So what we are going to do is highlight all. Now we are highlighting. We are going to create our first chart. That's what we are going to do now. So we highlight this. Then you come under insert. Go to insert. Click on insert. You see, you are going to see all this. First of all, click here. First of all, you are going to see all this. You see, we have this. When you are just hovering over it, you are going to see all this. So, but we are going to use bar charts. That's what we are going to. If you are using 2016 and above, 2013 also had this, I think, recommended. If you click on recommended, it will automatically recommend different charts for you that you can use. Please don't get distracted and don't get confused. Use the one that you learned how to use it. If you say, okay, anyone that looks better, I'll just go ahead and put it. When people that know what charts it's all about, if they look at your analysis, at your dashboard, they will realize you don't even know what you are doing at all. So please take note on that. Take note on that, please. So we are going to put a bar chart on that because that's the type of data we are going to. So if you come here, you see this bar chart. When you just click on it, here it is. I just click on bar chart. You see, I click on bar chart, then you click OK. So I can click it from there. I can click it here like this. I just put it like this, or I can just maybe delete it. Let me just come back to chart. I can just come here and put it like this. It's all the same way of putting it. You see? So let me explain this particular chart because we are going to learn how to just customize these charts to do some things based on this. So you see, we just create these charts. You see, this is 9, 2, 6, and 3. If we want the chart to remain like this, if you look at it now, it just changed. It's vice versa now. You see, we have east, north, south, and west. It become west, south, east, and north and west. That's how it just changed. So you can leave it like that. If we want to maybe change it, maybe highest to shortest, for example, we want the bigger one to be top, the followed one, you can just, you know how to sort it, maybe largest to smallest. The charts will automatically be sorted out. You see, now we have this is long, this is that. If you wanted to be vice versa, we can make it like this, then it will be like this, east, south, west, and this, it will be like this. So you can learn how to do that. If you like, you do it, because it's a very good practice to sort it so that it will look, you know, somehow it will show the comparison that east, by mere looking at this without even seeing the values, east is bigger than the south, south is bigger than the west, and west is bigger than the north. That's what this chart, by mere looking at it, is showing. So let's continue customizing the chart. That's number one. This number two, this is the title of the charts. I'm not going to use these legends. There are these legends. I don't want to use this legend because some of you doesn't have it in their Microsoft Excel. Maybe especially those that are using 2007. I don't think you don't have this. Definitely, you don't have this. So I could have used this to show you a lot that you can do with it. But since we have it like this, we are just going to keep using this. So this is a chart legend. You can change whatever name you want to give to it. Even if I change it from here, for example, I say count of region, I can just say count of my region. If I press enter, it will automatically change to count of my region. So I can change it from here. So I can delete this my that I just put, I press enter, it will change from here. So you see, I just change it. I can change the title. I can change it from here, count of region, for example, or total number of sales men per region. For example, this is how I want it to be. So you see, this is the total number of salesmen per region. So this is what it's showing, and this is how it is. So this is something that you can create. So the second thing is you need to get rid of these grid lines. You see, these lines that you are seeing, you need to get rid of them. We don't need them at all. Make sure you get rid of them. So just click on them. You see, I just click on them. Just press delete from your keyboard. Find where delete key is, not backspace, delete key. Click on delete key, you get rid of them. We don't need them at all. That's second thing or third thing or whatever thing you need to do. Just get rid of it. We don't need it. Then the second thing is we get rid of this because in some data, we don't need this legend. We don't need this axis. Normally, this plot area, we see it, this category, this frequency, normally we see it on the y-axis. Okay, for the purpose of this, let me tell you this. You see this horizontal line like this. This is the y-axis. Please take note on that. You are learning visualization, so you must know all what axes are. This is y-axis. Where this east, south, west, it is. That where y-axis is. And this under one is the x-axis. But by default, since we are using bar charts, this particular axis that you are seeing with this is the just frequency is supposed to be the, if we are using column axis, that was where y-axis will be. Because this particular east and south is the x-axis, because normally x-axis is the what? Is the numerical date, is the axis that will not change, is the independent. Is the independent variable. That is something that cannot change. So north will not change, west cannot change, east cannot change, south cannot change. But the numerical value, that is the count of the people within the axis, can change. So north can be from 12 to 3, from 4 to 5. That's what means by y-axis, because y-axis are dependent, x-axis are independent. Please take note on this so that you will not get confused. But for the purpose of bar charts, our everything is y-axis. The values is just going here vertically, and this x-axis is just showing in y-axis horizontally, the way you are seeing. So now this is something we get rid of this. We don't need this frequency. Please just get rid of this. So click on it like this. Just click delete again from your keyboard. This is how it's going to look like. So the next thing is to show the data levels. That means we want this particular data 2369 to be shown on our charts. So in order for you to do that, right click on any of the chart. Just right click. You see, you select them all. You see it. Let me just click somewhere to disappear. Just click on the chart like this. Right click. Don't click, just right click and click on add data levels. Add data levels. By default, you're going to see a data level. You see, we have 9, 6, 3, 12. By default, you're going to see that. Please, do you understand this? Are you with me?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So the next thing is you can customize this particular font style, font size of everything. You can customize it. So now if I click on the east, you see, I can change it to Times New Roman. You see, I change it, you see it. I can bold it if I want, you see it. Even this, if I click on 9, it will select everything here for me. You see, I select everything. I can customize it, bold it, change it to times. You see, I can do that. But I strongly advise, don't try to customize the data to look more kind of, you know, to put a lot of customization and others. For the font, this issue of this font style, please don't use because, you know, even this font style, there are things related to it, because we have sans serif font style, we have Vadana types, we have Arial types. Even this font style that you are seeing, there are categories of them. There are those that end with, you know, stylish, those that didn't end with stylish, those that end with this. So it's another knowledge that you need to learn. So by default, when it comes to numbers, we don't use you know, categories of font style that has to do with that style at the end of them. We don't use them. Please, you should, I don't know, maybe I'll send you something related to that. You shall just go ahead and read. I'm not going to teach you that, please, but I'll just send you that. Maybe it's just something that will help you so that you know what to use when you are doing that. So I'm just going to leave everything Calibri, please. You can remind me maybe or tomorrow or today, I'll just forward it to you. So you go ahead and read it there. It will help you a lot to learn how to do that. So this is it. That is, so the next thing, you can change the color. So you can change the color. You see, under this chart design, I strongly advise, please. You see, there are different designs. You see these designs. You see, very awesome design. You can even click here. You see, there are different. You see all this. I know this entices you. This makes you look, you are saying, wow, I'll use this. Please don't use them. Please, for the purpose of professionalism. Unless maybe you want to create charts for show up, something like that. Please don't use all this. It's not used for, professionals are not using all these categories. You see, don't use all this. Like I said, unless you want to do a show up to impress your friends who have no idea what you are doing, just go ahead and use all this, but stick on this. But if you click on this chart design, of course, you can change the colors. You can change the colors. Sometimes the colors that you want to create the charts based on them, just use any color that you want. Go ahead, you see there are these colors, go ahead and select any color. Please just go ahead and select that. You can do that. You can do that if you want. You can just go ahead and select the colors. So you can change the colors. Okay, so now, again, okay, did I touch anything? Let me just delete this. It just came back. I think I touched something. So this is something that you need to learn. I think, what else did I need to show you? Okay, let's go some further advance of it. Okay, let me just click here. Just double click on it. When you double click on it to show this format charts area, you will see this format charts area. You see, you will see this, you will see this, all these fill, border, you will see them. Please, I'm not going to do a lot about it, but I want you to understand how to use all this. I think the only thing I'm going to show you has to do with the width. You see, maybe it has to do with the width. It has to do with the width. Oh, I should just, okay, sorry. I think, I don't want to confuse you. Please, for now, please, just leave. If you create a chart like this, for now, leave it like that. I don't think you need all this gradient. Please don't use all this for now. Don't use this. Just don't use no fill. Don't use it. Okay, this no fill, I think, okay, later when we are doing dashboard, because we will start working with dashboard. I don't want to get you confused. Don't worry, we will learn all this. You will learn how to do this, but later, don't worry. All this color, you see, we can change the color to red, whatever. Not the way I show you there. Maybe we'll talk about that later, but let's forget this. For the border, forget this for now. Yeah. So when you create this, you see, you create your first chart. So you can just drag it somewhere, leave it somewhere. You are done with this. So I'm just going to put it. I can just copy it. Let me just cut it. If I cut this chart, maybe I cut it. Okay, let me put it somewhere. Sorry. Let me create new place. Let's just paste it here. So I just paste this number one chart. That's number one chart we just created. So I just put it there. So that's all for the bar charts. Whenever you want to create bar charts, please, you use this, then you create this bar charts. So the next thing is what? Column charts. So column charts and bar charts is just like bar charts. But let me just show you. Just click on this. Go back again where insert. Click here. Column chart is the number one. You see, this is the column chart. This is the normal chart we are used to. All of us, we are used to this chart. This is what we used to see always. So this is the column chart.
Some people mistake this one for bar chart. So.
Yeah, so some people are calling this bar chart. It's not bar chart. Bar chart is that vertical chart that we just did now. So, but this is column chart. And please don't get confused. This is not histogram. I will talk about histogram later. Don't get confused. They are too similar. They are similar with this, but it's not the same. So let's talk about this. You know how to customize this. Just click on these grid lines. You see it. Click delete. You just get rid of it. Then we are getting rid of this y-axis. Okay, like I told you, this is what? This is the x-axis. Because this is how normal charts supposed to look like. Vertically is the x-axis. That is the independent variables. Then the horizontal line like this, the horizontal line is the what? Is the y-axis, that where the frequency are. So we are getting rid of the frequency, we don't need it, and we are getting rid of the grid line. Then we'll click here and we add levels. You see, we just create another one like this. So if you want to change the color, click here, go to this format, select any color that just amuse you. You see, just put this one. I'm just going to put it, I will cut it, then I will come here. Let me just paste it here like this, and that's maybe I can call it another chart. We just put another chart here. So let's go back to our work again. So the next thing is for us to talk about the clustered chart. I think that's the one, right? Clustered bar chart and clustered column chart. This issue of clustered chart and clustered bar chart, let me explain this to you. It has to do with charts that you can use to compare a group. It's like a group of bar charts, a group of bar charts. That's what clustered bar chart is all about. So we have two different data that belongs to the same categorical data. For example, now we have count of the region. Okay, let's say we need to have number of males. For example, we need to have number of males by each region. That's what we need to get. So maybe we can add another say males, let's say females. We can just say this, males and females under these regions. So when we count it, for example, I'm just going to say count if open bracket. Are we going to use count if or count ifs? What are we going to use? Count ifs, right? So let's do criteria range 1. So we are going to take the region, then I'll put comma, criteria 1. I'm selecting the north, comma. What I'm looking for, criteria range 2, I'm selecting this. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the male. Then I'll close it and press enter. It gave me 1. So it's only 1 that is under there. Then I'll just kind of create this formula here. Okay, sorry. Let me just do it again so that some of you will see it. So I'll just say count ifs, open bracket. Criteria 1 is for the region, comma. Then I will use this. Yeah, so criteria range 2, I will use this. Then I will use female, sorry. Then I will use female. I will click enter. It will give me this again. Sorry, I know I made some mistake because I need to kind of lock this range. I didn't. I need to lock it. So I will lock the range like this. So I will lock it. And okay, let me make this male and make this female because I want to lock it also. So for this criteria range, then I'm going to use this male, then I will lock it. And for the female, I will lock this. I will lock this. For this G3, I'm going to use this L, then I will lock it. And I'll also lock this range 2. I will lock it, enter. This one, I didn't lock the second range. I will lock it. So I think I'll drag it now. I think this is how the figures will look, supposed to look. Yeah, this is how it is now. So we have this. So now if I want to cluster this, I want to cluster this. That is to have the count of the salesman, male and female out of them. You see, we group this data and we want to have a look at it. That's why we call the chart clustered bar chart. So let's click on these 3 categories, count, male and female. Go back to our this, click here, let's put our chart. You see, this is what it's going to look like. And we have a legend. Before, we don't have any legend that will guide us to understand the chart. This color, that is this gray color, is telling us it stands for females. This color is stand for males, and this blue stand for count of region. So that's what the chart is telling us. So we have a chart title. We need to put the chart title. When we need we can name anything that we want. Maybe we want to say, for example, okay, we can say number of salesmen versus male versus female from each region. For example, this is what is showing us because the region is our still x-axis. So I'll just customize the chart, delete this. We don't need also this legend. We don't need it again. And you can add the data label per each of the charts. You see, I can just right click on it, add label. Right click on the second one, add label. Right click on the third one, add label. You see, you add the levels each and every one of them. This is how it looks like. You see, we have this gray stand for the word females, this color stand for the males, and this color stand. So this is the count of what is showing us. So you see, these are 9 salesmen by default because it's blue. Out of the 9 of them, 5 are males and 5 are, or 4 are female. You see, now we have 6 of them, 5 are males and 1 is female. You see, we have 3 here, 2 are females, 1 is female. You see here 1, 1, and this and that. So this is what we call clustered bar chart. Clustered bar chart, because we displayed a series of 2 or more categorical data together. We displayed 2 or more categorical data together. By grouping them, we just displayed them. That's what this clustered bar chart is all about. So now I can just cut it like I did. I can just paste it here again. Sorry, let's just paste it back here. So we can come here and create the clustered column chart. Just click here and click on column. You see, it will create the same column chart for you. Just delete here. You see, click here. You have this. So for this particular column chart, sometimes you want to have it on top. You see, you can have it on top. You see, you can come here, this title. You see here it is. You can have it wherever you want it to be. You can, okay, here it is. This is the legend. Click on the legend. You can have it right. You see, it's at the right, at the top, the left, bottom, and others. So you can have it wherever you want it to be. So those of you that doesn't have this particular type of Excel, when you double click on it to show this for you, just click on this. You will see this. You will see this. So when you see this, you will see legend for options. You can make it top, left, right, top, right, and wherever. So I will make it top because I love it to be at the top. So I'll just, this title, I'll just copy this particular title. You see, I'll just copy this. Oh, I can delete the title. Maybe I don't need title again. You can delete the title and leave it like this. So I just cut it, you copy it, then you paste it here again. So we create 4 like this. The last one we are going to talk about, stacked bar chart and stacked column chart. I didn't put this stacked column chart, but we are going to talk about it. And we only have 1 minute left. I think I will rush and do it for you. Then we can call it a day. This particular stacked chart is used in order for you to display quantitative values for 2 or more categorical data. So when we have this particular data, you see, now we don't want to group them. We want to show them, we want to display them in one single chart. We don't want to group them. We want to display them in one single chart. That's when we are going to use clustered stacked chart. So they will be in the same line of charts, but different colors, and each color is representing a particular data. So let's see how we can do it. Just click here. When you click here, you see, just click on it. You will see it here. You see this particular chart is what we call stacked column chart. That's the name of it, stacked column chart. So I will just click, delete everything and leave it like this. You see this blue color represents the region, this male and this female. Please, do you have some questions? Maybe we can renew the class, or maybe we can leave it. I will just upload it for you so you watch what we have done. Please, I don't want us to do much. So this is the cluster. Let me just put the cluster stacked bar charts. Let me just copy it. Go back to this, click here. You see, this is the stacked. You see, this is how it looks like. You see, this is the stacked bar chart. Just put it. When you put it, you can arrange it the way it is. And this is what you need to understand about this. This is why we are going to call this class off. Please see you tomorrow. If you have a question, please, let's chat in the WhatsApp group and have a wonderful dream. Good night to you all.